The Millennial Gaze.
Hey, what's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's your girl Maymoney, just here for a quick one with y'all. Happy Sunday. It is the 26th of October. Excuse my little stuffy nose, but um I had to wash my hairs and everything, and I'm just getting a little sneezy, but I'm trying to stay warm so I don't come down with a full cold. But sometimes it happens when my hair is wet and it's cold outside. So just bear with me. I'm trying to hang in there. But other than that, everything's been going pretty good for the most part. I just wanted to come in and tap in with y'all. I was trying to the other day. I put together a whole show, but wasn't able to. But anyway, this episode, this little short apartment studio kick it session will be really going on. We're just going to talk a little bit about what's going on with SNAP benefits. And if there's anything you know about me, I have been on SNAP and EBT for a few years, on and off, depending on like if I qualify and things like that, and like what's going on. Just a little background. I had snaps for a few years, maybe like 2 years or so, and worked really well for me and the X Hubs, and everything was fine, everything was good. And then, things changed around. So, of course, you have to do your monthly check-in, like, are you working? Da, 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 da. Was there any change in income? There are a lot of things that go into receiving these benefits. And looking for work actually is one of them, unless you have some sort of inability to work physically. But that wasn't my qualification. But anyway, and then I remember back right after January 20th, right after this fucker got back into office, my shit went from, with no change in anything with my income or anything, went from $250 a month to $53 a month, right? And no explanation, no nothing. So that was pretty much useless. I mean, like, you could get maybe like one good little cheap poor man's meal out of that anyway. So I don't know what that was about, and I never really was explained it. But then, a few months went in. Governor Newsom started doing his thing. Of course, I'm in California, and my SNAP benefits went back up to where they were at the 250 range, 259, 256, something like that, right? And now we're going through this thing again. I am getting a lot more information, like more of a heads up. Hey, this is what's going on. Government shutdown. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So at least that. But I just think it's so concerning and disturbing, really, that this is what we're going through. And the reason why I wanted to really kind of talk about this, not because of me, specifically, even though it's something that will be affecting me. Hey, what's up, Dally Oops? This will be affecting me losing benefits for sure. But what I find the most interesting about this whole SNAP benefit thing is we're kind of going right back around into the same bullshit that we started with. With just the miseducation of people and the lack of willingness to even educate themselves. There's a lot of racism that goes into a lot of these things when it comes to benefits and welfare and things like that. So we're going to have a fun time, just a little kick it session during this episode, and talk a little bit about this, because y'all would be shocked to see some of the reactions on the other side of this. I know that we're taking care of ourselves the best that we can, but the people that are new to this, whew, all right. So please be sure grab your beverages and your trees and your blankets, because if it's a little cold out, or whatever, and just come hang out with me for a little bit. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and check us out on all our other platforms that we engage in. So let's just go ahead, and we're gonna play with the piece of shit ass fucking dude up in. All right, I got mine already. With homeboy, with the president. I'm so sad that we have to say that again. Was talking about, because y'all gonna find this funny. Let me just pull it up. I thought that was the link, but it wasn't. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. I'm getting a better hang of this, but here we go. Let's go. Don't worry, this part actually isn't that important because he ain't ever talking about shit. Fucking dumb.
There because I think a lot of good things are going to happen. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think a lot of good things could happen, and that could also pertain to healthcare.
Give me a thumbs
So
up.
the government shutdown continue as promised, as Trump promised it was going to be painful. But I think that pain he thought and many of his
Hey,
supporters thought would
Delius.
be
Hey,
primarily
Jazzy.
focused on people he didn't like, specifically Democrats and people that reside in blue states. We know that the ACA, those subsidies, if they're not renewed, 45% of the people who registered for the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare are Republicans. 35% are Democrats. So it's going to hurt them more. We know that it's getting colder, and people now or there are people who have heating subsidies. Now, the interesting thing about that is they didn't even keep records on them demographically, like who was affected or not, until November of 2024.
Annabelle, are you
But we
cold?
can extrapolate that out and believe that the same people who receive any kind of benefits are primarily going to be the same. When it comes to SNAP benefits, those are cut, and we have Thanksgiving coming up. Now, we know that it will disproportionately affect black and brown families. Disproportionately. There's that word we're throwing around again. But primarily, 60% of this nation's demographic, non-white, non-Hispanic whites, are 60% of this nation's population, the largest demo. But they're also 40% of the people receiving SNAP benefits and welfare benefits. 40%. So it isn't just hurting the people you want. More of you, more of his supporters, more people that wanted him to win, more people that are supportive of him will be hurt than other people. That word disproportionately ain't gonna matter when you're freezing and cold. As a matter of fact, if the heating subsidies are not renewed, and if SNAP benefits out there around Thanksgiving, there won't have been this many cold and hungry white people since the Pilgrims landed here, since Plymouth Rock. And this time, ain't gonna be no Indians to bail you out.
Yeah, listen. We fucked up.
What is your message directly
All
to
right, I'm gonna let
Americans
it
who
run
may
from
encounter
just a
some of
little
this
beginning.
pain and despair? How do you give them hope?
Well, up till now, there hasn't been a great deal of pain. There could be a great deal of pain, but up till now, there hasn't been. I will say this, just hang in there because I think a lot of good things are going to happen. That's all I can say. I mean, I think a lot of good things could
All they
happen,
can say.
and that could also pertain to healthcare.
So the government shutdown
Okay.
continue as
So yes, that's where we are with this fucking piece of shit. So anyway, and Jazzy says, so our SNAP benefits for sure getting cut. The one thing that, from my understanding, and this has been a little convoluted and complicated, because even though, like, yes, because of the shutdown, that money won't be allocated out like it usually is, like the same as like the paychecks that are going to federal workers, which we will get into next. But my understanding is, at least in California or where I'm at, the money that you have left over, you still have. So I'm still good, like with the money that I have on my card, but it won't be refilled at the normal time until the government starts running again. And I think they're still kind of like arguing about how much they're cutting, who's getting cut, who like qualifies for what. So there's a lot going on, and I think it also depends on where you're at as well. Like, what state are you in, and how much support are you going to be able to get from your state, and once the feds completely shut your shit off. So I'm lucky to be in California because we have our food banks and the National Guard doing all sorts of humanitarian aid and things like that in preparation for this sort of thing. So it really depends on where you're at. I highly recommend, like, wherever you are, if you benefit from any of these like government things, just know locally where you can get help if needed, because it's going to be different for me in the Bay Area down to LA, or like, you know, in my own damn state. So it really depends on where you are, and I think being informed, which most people aren't, is why we ended up in this situation in the first place. But anyway, but yeah, that's a good question, but a hard one to answer on like a general scale. But on a general scale, yes, everybody November 1st will be cut off pretty much. You're not going to get your normal refill. I usually get refilled on like the 9th to 11th, depending on weekends and things, but that's around the time each month that I get rebooted. But I don't know. I don't know how it works for everybody else because I like to mind my business. You know, I don't know about everybody else, but hey, that's where we're at right now. So let's go ahead and go to our next little segment here because this is gonna get a little interesting. I got a few different clips from this one to share with y'all. But let's go ahead and pull it up for you. I'm so sorry. There's like ads on this stupid thing. I'm gonna have to figure this out. But where's my timestamp? Like, comment, share, subscribe. 5:33. But yeah, that was a really great question. And I'm still doing a lot of my research on some of these things because of how widespread it is. It's hard to focus and pinpoint. And then it's hard to even have empathy for people in a lot of these places that are losing them shits. Anxiety and panic attacks about people in red and rural states, as much as I dislike them, I don't want them dying for the kids. I know it is sad. It really is. It really is. But you know what? You might feel a little bit better after this. So let's go ahead and share this one with y'all. It's fucking damn shame. This shit is so sad. It is sad. It is. It's shameful that we have even come to this point, but here we are. Let me add that to our stage. Indiana, press the play button.
Albeit it's a little bit slower, thankfully, but it's still happening.
There's a white person right now reading the news about them cutting food stamps and SNAP benefits and stuff like that, thinking to themselves, oh, these niggers not going to be able to eat in November. Good riddance. Whole time, Meemaw can't eat. Meemaw not going to be able to get no Thanksgiving dinner this year.
Hey, maggot, so what about the potential loss of food stamps?
What the hell do I care? Food stamps are for those cockroach minorities. I get SNAP benefits, so I'll be fine.
Honestly, I'm very happy they're taking away the food stamps. That's great because y'all swear at the poll you were doing something to hurt immigrants.
I'll just go ahead and pause it here. I don't know if y'all caught right. I don't know if y'all caught on to something yet, but I don't know if y'all remember back in like early on when we had this whole fight about how they didn't want Obamacare, but they wanted the ACA. Lord have mercy. Let's just keep going. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, there's a little comedy here. I try to keep things light, but let's just pay a little bit of attention because this goes somewhere here.
People who look like me, but now all the rednecks and Meemaw and Papa and Junebug and Slaughterbug and all y'all gonna be hungry this Thanksgiving. Thank God. You thought you were shooting other people, you end up shooting yourself in the foot. Good. Like, great. I'm happy. Thank you. Majority of the immigrants who you claim are stealing your stuff, we don't even qualify for food stamps. Maybe y'all can use this hungry time to think about what y'all did at the poll last November. This Thanksgiving, maybe y'all can fast and repent.
Just saw a video also too of a MAGA guy saying, I'm okay knowing.
Now this one is kind of what I was hinting at.
White people, I want you to know that the SNAP program, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program is the exact same thing as food stamps. The exact same thing as food stamps. The same with Obamacare. Obamacare is the exact same thing as the Affordable Care Act, ACA. The Affordable Care Act is Obamacare. Everyone in the United States of America know that you all white people is the largest recipients of food stamps. We know that you are the largest recipients of receiving food stamps and doing food stamp fraud. We know that white people is the Republicans, is the ones that stated that they did not want to give out food stamps due to the government shutdown. And we know that you voted for this. White people, this is your time to shine. This is your time to shine because a lot of people think that you all did this.
And I hope you're the first to starve. Those of you that are very happy.
Yes. Okay. So that's where I was going with this. Okay. The fact that we are doing this again is insane to me. So we are doing this again where they like, oh no, the EBT, because EBT is like where the black facing like presenting same thing as SNAP benefits. SNAP's is like, oh yeah, SNAP benefits, that's the white people facing benefits, even though they're the same fucking thing. So they didn't want EBT, all these food stamps and all this and that. It's so frustrating. Because if it has the black face on it, they don't want it. They don't care. They will starve their motherfucking selves to death just to not even be near black people or adjacent in any way. Even though they are like the ones benefiting from this shit the most. It's like, why is it everything that they benefit from, they unwillingly take it away? And they're so blinded by hatred and racism that they are willing to just go ahead and kill themselves and their whole fucking family. Like, goddamn, bro. Like, this is crazy. I don't know how this is working. I don't know how you even get that far into like lack of self-preservation to the point where you is just like, fuck everybody that I know, including myself, just because I hate somebody else that I don't know that look different from me so much. I don't know how we got here. But it's, yeah, yeah, they don't. Yes, absolutely. In my social work classes in 2016, even my professors taught me this. White people are always a majority on government assistance. Ignorant and lack of education has made them believe otherwise. No, absolutely. They almost like have gotten so much to a point where they're more detrimental to themselves than any other any other group anywhere would be. I mean, they fuck up their own people more than they fuck us up. It's really quite fascinating, honestly, at this point, in my little 33 years of being on this planet. Yeah, and then Daliup says, I truly think that these people don't know what's happening to these programs. I think they vote and go back into sleep. Yeah, I think that a lot. I mean, even to this day, I think that people are still waking up to the fact that of what's going on with ICE, and all sorts of things. There's a lot of like miseducation, and white people are, unfortunately, from what I've seen and what I've been noticing after doing all of this work here with y'all, is that they are the ones really being victimized and targeted worse than people of color are, even though, yeah, we're being brutalized and stuff, but this ain't nothing new to us. We used to this shit. They're the ones that are really being beat up by this, and they're going to be the ones that are going to have a harder time surviving and getting out of it, which is very sad. You know, I ain't wishing that on them, but damn. But you know what we do in the apocalypse, what we do in the Walking Dead and shit, you know, like in those type of scenarios, hey, you can be on the team, but if the zombies start chewing on your ass, I'm gonna have to leave you because you did something stupid. I'm gonna have to leave your ass. You ain't gonna get me chomped on because I was trying to help you out. So, you know, you're gonna have to really pull some weight. And I don't think that that's what's going on in the white community right now. The weight is not being pulled. Even the, you know, the nice ones, we need y'all to step in more. But hey. All right, what's our next timestamp? Here. I think I got two more. 14:43. Let me just skip ahead. Thanks for being here, y'all. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yeah, this is just a chill Sunday. Washed my hair, you know, getting ready for another braid session soon. But 14. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because this directly affects me. Wish it didn't, but hey, we're all in this together, unfortunately. Yes, it does. That's the really kind of one of the most frustrating things for me, Jazzy, is that all this shit, literally all of this could have not happened if people educated themselves, cared about other people. We weren't some individualistic society where people just walk around like, oh, well, as long as I have food on my table, I don't give a fuck about my neighbor. Like, that's a huge reason as to why we got here. And that's just not all white people. That's like all of our communities did that. And we should be ashamed of ourselves as Americans for turning into that and devolving into that. But hey, that's where we are. All right, let's pull this guy back up.
Video and check out just how evil and nasty this woman is for no reason. For no reason. Other than the fact of trying to make fun of people that are going to be looking for food in November because of food stamps getting cut. She chose to make a video and be as nasty as possible. Unfortunately, yeah, check it out and see just how terrible someone can be.
This message is for all the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November. What did you do with October's food stamp money?
Oh, by the way,
I don't know, meth head Mary. Maybe they bought the groceries they were supposed to.
By the way, I'm not even gonna show you this vile bullshit that this bitch came up on the internet and tried to say, and she got dragged, so I don't need to do anymore. But she basically was eating some fucking toast and was like, crunch, crunch, some burnt toast, peanut butter. I mean, she crispified that shit. It looked like it hurt her teeth to eat. Like, you know, when it cut up the roof of your mouth, that's what that toast looked like. And then she went on to say, oh, what did you do with your October and November or your September food stamps? People were using them, first of all, lady. Secondly, you don't look like you're doing that great. Yeah, she ain't got no teeth, and she eating some burnt, crusty, fucked up toast and talking about over here on the internet, talking about other people and how they spend their money. I'm not even going to show you it because no point. I'm sure she lost her job from that video, by the way. That was an update that I found out today while I was putting this together. So she gonna get what she deserved. We don't even need to talk about her, but let's go ahead and continue.
Buy. Here's an idea. Maybe they ate them. Listen, pale and confused. People that are on SNAP and EBT, they barely have enough food to go around, and 9 times out of 10, they're feeding multiple mouths. And the fact that you're sitting there eating food while you make this video tells me everything about you. Your moral compass is off, first and foremost. And before you snort your next line, you may want to check that. People going without food is nothing to be joking about. Because when people get hungry, they get desperate. And you better hope your house is not on their calling card. Getting food stamps every month secures you for that month. So come November, they may not have nothing after the first week, dumbass. So I hope and pray that people around you go hungry and you're their first stop. You vanilla phantom.
If you are naive enough to think that the pause to SNAP benefits on November.
That's what I'm thinking here. Like, and that was very well said. You just put your dumb ass out on the internet talking shit about people that are about to go hungry. Good luck with that. Sometimes you just need to just shut the fuck up. If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. Because shit like that, you on the internet talking about how much you don't give a fuck about people. Well, guess what? You're on the internet now saying that. And now people are hungry, lady. So you might want to shut the fuck up next time and don't do that. You know what? Because you might lose more teeth. Somebody might not even want to rob you. Somebody just might want to finish you off just for being a dumb bitch on the internet. And then you don't have to be melting your little burnt toast and turning it into a peanut butter smoothie. Dumb bitch. For real. Sometimes it be funk on sight with people like that. All right, here's our last one that I wanted to show. I know all my timestamps are were important. And so I ain't even gonna skip out. Oh yes, this lady for sure was on point. Okay. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for being here. Share, bring friends.
Tone, why should people join us for the AI
I got a
Advantage
little
Summit?
ad here.
Good commercialism.
Isn't it?
But yeah,
the question. It's pretty damn simple. You and I both know AI is a generational opportunity. Whether you're a
News on this very dreary and gloomy Monday morning. So on a poll taken, and statistics show that on this Monday morning, even though all these Trumpies are all for this big disastrous bill, and they have no problem with SNAP, EBT, WIC, and everything else, Medicaid taken away from undocumented migrants who, first of all, do not receive those benefits. But let me tell some great news on this Monday. Statistics show in this poll that was taken that 6.8 million people that are on SNAP are white. 4.1 million are African American, and 3.7 million are Latinos, Hispanics. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Share the video for awareness, but I think that when all these changes come around, the ones that are going to have their panties in a bunch and are going to be very upset are the Trumpies. But I hope they have the day and the life they deserve. For the rest.
So there we go. Again, I can't reiterate these things enough. Do y'all not have no self-preservation? Do y'all not like see the nuclear bomb just like in the sky, like this close to your fucking house? Like, do you not feel your tummy rumbling? Do you not feel your starvation like coming? Or what about hatred and racism makes you feel so fucking safe? I don't get that. There's something wrong with that. At what point do these people need to suffer to be like, maybe this ain't it? I ain't got no teeth. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no food. And even if I had food, I can't chew it because I ain't got no teeth, because I ain't got no Medicare, because I ain't got no socks, because I ain't got no shoes. I ain't got no bed. I ain't got no friends because all them gone. I don't even know where they went. Oh man, somebody beating down my door for my. How much do they need to feel though? Like do they feel anything is really what my question is, Dally Oops. I get that, right? But like, do they have pain receptors? Do they even feel it? Yeah, I really think it's like some like guilt, the guilt and the embarrassment of white people has really made it so hard for them to even like, they're willing to just go to their deathbed without taking accountability. Some of them, not all. I don't do that. Not all white people shit. If I'm not talking about you, please don't come over here. Then it ain't you. And if you have a doubt for a second that I'm talking about you, then I'm talking about you. Okay? So just know that. It's problem solved. All right. Thanks so much for being here. But yeah, they have blamed everyone but themselves for everything their whole life. Yes, that is very much so the truth of the matter. And it's been pretty bad on their communities. And now they see everybody else, who have really struggled and really have gone through these things, still with joy and still making it through and still building community and still having good times. And you know what I mean? Like, just being so resilient. They don't like that shit neither. They try to go and do their shit on their own, but how long did that white people town last? Like maybe like 2 months, 3 months. The one that they was trying to set up, that shit didn't work. They get mad and then they try to do their own thing because they want to be separated from everybody else. And then they get mad that shit don't work because they don't know how to do anything because they steal everything. And then they come down and start fucking up with everybody else. It's just a cycle. But again, insecurity. Yep. Yeah, I don't think there is anything to understand. I think it's really embedded within. It's almost a mental illness at this point. that gets passed down to other generations of white people. Yeah. And some of them are so evil, even if you hold up a mirror, they don't even see a reflection. Because those are the real evil ones. Real inhumane motherfuckers like Christy Nome. The reason why her face looked like that is because she can't see it, because she's fucking evil. She has no reflection. She doesn't really know what she looked like. You know what I mean? Bitch got body dysmorphia. All right, let's keep going. So we got a few. So this is what's going on with the federal workers and the military. So I wanted to show this with y'all, to y'all. Because this is shameful. Let's see. What's my first time stamp for this one? 1430. Okay. So this is a little bit more dealing with like the federal shutdown and like the boop, 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 boop. Sorry. I gotta share my screen again. Ugh, I really wish I had that 2-screen system. I could do this so much faster, but it is what it is.
For federal workers who are furloughed to get food, and I will say the line is stretching around the corner, like around the street. There's so many people here. A lot of people, of course, don't want to be on camera. It's not a great time for them. But I will say the things that I've heard from people so far, they're exhausted, they're anxious, they're trying to feed their families, and they're very upset with what's happening with the government. But at the same time, not a single person I talked to said that they wanted Democrats to give up on healthcare. And so this will be an interesting thing. Everyone is expecting this to last for much longer than we all think, into November, maybe into Thanksgiving, and they said it's really hard as they're trying to plan for gifts and dinners, etc. And for those who don't know, I'm the Maryland reporter for WMU. My name is Jenny Abamu, so hit that follow.
Okay, I got one more here on this video that I thought was important, and then we'll discuss it a little bit. Right at 7.
What I can say.
70. Oh, dang it. I'm gonna have to figure this out, y'all.
24-year-old Lorna Hall made sure to be the first at this line in Clinton, Missouri.
You've been here since last night.
Yeah, this is very important. I mean, you know, with my rent due next
start it
week,
from here.
I could take anything I can get. At this point, I haven't gotten a paycheck this month. You gotta save every dime at this point. You know, with rent, car insurance, student loans, those are not stopping. Gas, electricity, but this is a bit more flexible, you know, so this is great.
If you want to know how big of a problem hunger is in rural America, spend time at a mobile food bank.
It's 90% of what I consume.
74-year-old Lorna Hall made sure to be the first at this line in Clinton, Missouri.
You've been here since last night.
Yeah.
It's that important to get what you need.
Yes. And I don't keep the car running. I can't afford the gas, so I have sleeping bags to stay warm.
Folks here share a similar raw reality.
I still feel bad that I have to come up here and sit in a line, to get food. It's embarrassing as hell.
Leo and Donita Barnett are among the 175 households receiving food today.
Thank God we got it. We'd probably be sitting down there laying underneath a tree somewhere.
It's a matter of life or death.
It is. It is.
Pastor Marty Reese oversees the distribution.
We're in serious times. I mean, people are struggling. Cost of living has went up. Everything has went higher.
Are you seeing more people coming through these lines?
We used to see maybe 50 to 60 cars. It's doubled, and it's probably going to get worse.
Feeding nearly 375,000 people falls on Harvesters, a nonprofit food network. But cuts to government programs, including more than $1 billion in federal food aid, along with rising inflation, translates to fewer donations than previous years. 1 in 7 people in 27 counties across Kansas and Missouri are food insecure.
So this is all donations right here.
Elizabeth Kiefer says the need is the highest it's been in a decade. And they expect more people as the government shutdown continues and SNAP payments are withheld.
We have a rising number of people facing food insecurity and less resources to tackle it.
What does that mean for the average family?
Folks that are utilizing food pantries, they're going to see less, unfortunately.
Another challenge is the recent Trump administration order canceling the annual USDA report on food insecurity, claiming it's become politicized.
Without that vital data, we'd be operating in the dark.
There's a message from locals to politicians bickering 1,000 miles away.
Let's quit fighting. Democrats and Republicans, come on. There's people out here starving to death.
If Congress had to live on the budgets that we live on, they wouldn't survive.
Because in the food line, hunger pains are nonpartisan. Ian Lee, CBS News, Clinton.
Day 22 of the government.
Okay. Come on, y'all. The fact that this is what the type of shit that we got to be watching, that we have to. I don't understand. Like, I wonder who those people voted for. Who did you vote for? No. Where are you going? Don't start being like, oh, let's stop fighting now. Oh, this is only red state and blue state. Don't start that shit now. Too late for that. Because now that you made it a thing, they made it come to this point by doing this shit. Got the oldest, crustiest, little nice looking white people, but I don't know who they voted for. I don't know how they live their life. And it's really hard to tell. You know, they might be the nicest fucking white people on the planet. But how do you know? Line them up with all the rest of their counterparts. I would not be able to differentiate. So, who did you vote for? And so now all of a sudden you want to stop the fighting. Were you fighting before? Or did you vote for this to happen to everybody else but you? I'm confused. So miss me with all this kumbaya bullshit now, because we've been way beyond that. Right. It really is exhausting. Oof. I don't know what to say. I really don't. All right, let's go ahead and just keep moving. Here goes another one. Here goes another one. Let me just pull this guy up. Close that out. Go back home. Like, comment, share, subscribe, y'all. You already know about all that. Let's turn this audio up.
Tired of her fucking crunchy mouth. I've never wished a bitch would choke on a piece of toast so fucking hard in my life. As a child growing up in poverty in Kentucky, I got bullied in school relentlessly for being poor. My clothes were shabby hand-me-downs. My first pair of glasses were donated from the Lions Club Foundation, and they looked like they used to belong to some 70-year-old man. I was skinny and hungry, and my baby teeth rotted out of my mouth from malnutrition and lack of dental care. And the kids made fun of me for that, too. My mama would send me to the store to pick up bread and milk, and every time I had to hand those food stamps over to the cashier, I would look around to make sure none of my classmates were watching me. It was embarrassing. But it doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't be. For God's sake, we live in the most powerful fucking country in the world. If we can't help our own citizens, then why the fuck are we helping people in Argentina? I remember my mama used to get us the cheapest shoes she could find, and that was the first time I ever had new shoes. I was probably about 9 years old. Those shoes were made out of nylon, and they had these little stripes on the side, kind of like Adidas, but a much cheaper generic version. And all the kids in school used to call them buddies. They would point at me and laugh in the hallway and say, well, if you lose all your friends, at least you still got your buddies. And all that shit came back to me when I watched that toast-crunching bitch sit there and pretend like she's a fucking Christian. Bitch, you don't know Jesus. You ain't nothing like Jesus. But in the 3rd grade, there was a lunch lady named Libby, and she took pity on me because she saw how hungry I was, and she used to put extra food on my tray at lunchtime. One day, she asked me for my phone number, and I gave it to her. My mama got mad at me because the lunch lady called her up and said, I understand that you all are struggling financially, and I would like to help you out with your Thanksgiving dinner. And my mama said, well, we don't accept no charity, lady. And Libby said, please, I'm a Christian. I just want to help you. And she finally did convince my mother to let her come over. And she brought us a big old giant turkey and stuffing and potatoes and beans and everything we could possibly need for a delicious dinner. And I was very thankful. Me and my little brother William gave Libby a big old hug. And we said, thank you so much for making our holiday better. And that's when she asked my mama if she could take me and my little brother over to her house for Christmas. And to my surprise, my mother said yes. Now, Libby and her family lived in the country in a big brick house, and they were definitely middle class, which was a major step up for us. Her house was beautiful, and she had candy dishes all around for Christmas. And she said we could eat as much candy as we wanted. And we did. She had 2 little boys about the same age as me and my little brother William, and we had so much fun playing with them. They had the most amazing toys. For the first time in my life, I got to witness what it was like to stay in a house with a middle-class family who didn't struggle financially for everything that they had to eat. And while I was envious of her little boys, I was so grateful that they let me be a part of that holiday season. It was also the first time in my life that I ever experienced true Christian love. Libby was definitely a Christian who followed the example of Jesus Christ to love and care about other people. And I'll never forget Libby. I'll never forget that experience. For anybody, by now, most of you have seen that video of that stupid bitch crunching on that toast and talking shit about people.
That's how I knew it wasn't no damn AI right there. I was like, oh, this is real for sure. Yeah, because that was human feeling. But again, and this is what I think about, like, that man right there told his story, and another reason why I could tell is real because he replied in the comments, like, to people talking to him, so he's like active, you could tell. Anyway, but that is a white person that struggled in his white family. Like, the hatred that these evil motherfuckers got is so bad that it's fucked up their own people. And it's really mind-boggling, because I know that there are good white people out there. We all know that. And they are equally, if not in a lot of ways worse, in worse ways, dealing with this problem. Because the one thing that I think I've noticed after thinking about this for a little bit is that despite all the struggle and stuff, like, Black people and Latino people, like, we struggle together. We have, like, communities. We are very much so tight knit within our own shit, and our own people, and even, like, are willing to, like, go into other communities and of natives and Asian communities. And so we all, like, live, at least where I'm from, in my experience growing up, which is unique because of the diversity that I was born and raised around. But and even, like, the good white people are out here. So I don't know. I just know that the diversity method can work, and it works really well. I don't know anything but that. So I just find it interesting. It's a different lens that I have to look at these things through, and I do see that there are a lot of good white people in these really fucked up places, surrounded by people that are not only fucking up other communities outside of them, but fucking up people within their own community. And so that's what makes it a little bit tougher for white people. Even just the way that they educate their children starts from, like, abusive ways. You know what I mean? Like, they don't educate them, they indoctrinate them. Like that girl Jenny that we talked about. Jenny, I don't know, she says both, but who at 50 years old or something like that is now able to discuss, like, how she was indoctrinated into white supremacy, like, full force, lived the whole shit, and like, getting out of that, like, drove her to, like, homelessness and shit for a while, and being, like, she was abused, and so it's really fucked up. Yeah. And yeah, okay, so Daliup says the struggle is real, and you're so right. I was never taught community. I was taught you had to fight to succeed and do it all on your own, or else you'd be looking at it as lesser, just like his mom. Yes, exactly. And I think just generations were taught that. I think the older, kind of a little older than me, like Gen what's X? Gen X? Yeah, Gen X and boomers, like, and even millennials, we were all kind of taught that, like, it's embarrassing to need help and all these things. There's been a lot of healing on that, you know what I mean, with that. And a lot of just breaking that sort of mindset and breaking that sort of culture that I think we need to be a lot more community based and fast and soon. And I think we're going to be forced into it and potentially have to learn the hard way. But maybe moving forward, years and years from now, we will have learned the lesson that individualistic mindset is not how this works. We all have to put in together and take care of each other. If you have all the money next door and you live next door to someone that way quicker. Yeah. If you live next door and you got a big ass house and you live next door to somebody that has a little shack that's about to blow over and ain't got no food and stuff, and you live directly next door to someone like that, you're a shitty ass fucking person and you're a shitty ass neighbor. For real. Unless they like crazy. Like, I get that. But like sometimes people are just going through some hard shit. And if you're one of those assholes that don't even like care, I just got apples from my neighbor the other day. She always gives me apples, or I can go over across the street from my house and go over to my neighbor's yard and smoke some weed and talk, and they let me raid their bar and play music with them. And I lived on this block my entire life. Everybody has pretty much lived here for the most part. We all take care of each other. We all know each other. So yeah, way quicker than they thought it was going to be, for sure. I think that this is moving a lot faster than people were prepared for. I knew it was going to be moving quickly. Nobody listened to Maymoney. I've been going on Don's show forever, trying to yell at the rooftops. I'm getting really frustrated with even going on there right now, because it's just like I just feel like I'm just talking to nothing. Jazzy Moreno has made me cry during that panel on Don's show. I keep thinking about it. There are white people who are genuinely good-hearted like everywhere, but are stuck in these places of having to fight against other white people who want them to be ignorant just like them. Yeah, I think that it is frustrating, and I get why they want to separate themselves from that, because these people are dangerous. Like, they're dangerous to everybody. And so it's a little harder for the in a weird way. It's more difficult, but I don't know. I think it really. I don't know. I'm not a white person, so I can't say how to solve that problem. That ain't up to me. It's not like even if I had the fucking solution, they would listen. So yeah. I mean, I need more white people to start. Take a page. If you need help, you can ask for help, but y'all got to be on the front lines, because we tried to tell you to do this shit in the damn voting booth. I'm so frustrated that I spent that whole 3 hours watching white women for Kamala talk, to really say some great shit. White women for Kamala this. Oh, we got to do this, do that. Let's get the money going. Da 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 da. And one woman who kind of made me take pause. She said that, she was scared and has always been scared to like lose her friends and lose her place in her book club and in her life, and the discomfort of being looked at some type of way for thinking the way that she did, and like, oh, she wouldn't have any friends anymore, and this and that. And I was like, uh-oh, that sounds like somebody that's gonna like say this and that and not follow through. Like, that sounds like somebody that's gonna like abandon you when it really comes down to it. And that's kind of the way that after that election, that's what white women specifically made me feel. I'm like, damn, y'all just, the numbers show it. Y'all went out there and was hoorah, hoorah. And then when you see a political ad during the campaign, I saw a political ad for, voting for Kamala and Uncle Tim. And it was like, you don't have to, when you go into the booth, you don't have to share what you did in that booth. You can go in that booth and vote for whoever you want. It's your privacy, which is true. And so it was an ad of like two white women with their husbands with their little MAGA hats on, and they have MAGA hats on too. They go into the booth, vote for Kamala, come back out with their MAGA hat on. That's the type of shit that lets me know from the jump that y'all are not about it. First of all, why are you with a bum ass dude like that anyway? Leave him. He's a fucking fascist, dude. He's a fucking like white supremacist, disgusting person. Should have left him. Shouldn't have been with him from the jump. But you're too scared that you go in there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna vote for Trump. Go in there and vote for somebody else and lie. Like, I don't get that. I don't want nobody like that. That's too much of a bitch to tell they fucking man that they're gonna vote for whoever the fuck they're gonna vote for, and if they like it, whether they like it or not. What the fuck? Like, what are you so scared of? If you're so scared that he's gonna whoop your ass for voting for who you want to vote for, you should not be with him, and you should take your kids and fucking leave. But you're too scared, really. White women are fucking afraid of literally everything. It's annoying. Yeah. Fuck that. You gotta get out of there, man. Don't be nowhere around that. That is danger zone for sure. Danger. In so many more ways than one. Like, okay, losing your health care, losing your fucking insurance, women's rights, your daughters. They're totally fine with this potential, like, obvious convicted rapist and felon to just be doing whatever the fuck he want. White supremacists walking all over the place. That is like a lot of reasons to leave somebody, for sure. Yeah, that is a lot of, like, family members, all that. They gotta go. They are dangerous. They get you caught up out here. Don't get caught slipping. Too many people have already got caught slipping, and now we're here, and we still have not done shit about it, and that's what's so frustrating to me. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and continue. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for being here.
So I think we're all aware of the government shutdown that we're experiencing right now, that many of the programs such as WIC and SNAP benefits are going to be cut off. And that's going to leave millions of people just foodless. That's what's going to happen. Now, I posted on my Twitter talking about, hey, over 18 million white people are going to be suffering due to them voting for a white man who doesn't care about white people. Damn. That's roughly the number, according to Pew Research, is around 45% of white people are on, EBT, food stamps. And that translates, into roughly about 17 million people. Okay. Not 18, but 17 million white people are going to be starving.
Ironic.
Naturally, anyone reading this would be like, oh, damn, that's a lot of people who are going to be hungry. We should do something about this. You would think that would be the response. But I'm going to be honest with you. This is why I say they're cooked. And I mean this respectfully. This isn't an attack on white people. This isn't that. This is honestly, it's honestly coming from a point of sympathy. Because I constantly talk about how black people suffer from post-traumatic slave syndrome. And we're seeing in present time, literally the shirt. This is the reason why I made this shirt. And it stems from the Lyndon B. Johnson quote, where he talks about, hey, if you can make the poorest, white person feel that they are better than the best black person, you can go in their pockets. And what is happening right now is literally that. That quote is the manifestation of what is currently we are experiencing and witnessing. Because you want to know what people were saying to other people? You had Maj Touré and other individuals who are pointing this out, that, hey, white people are going to be negatively impacted by this. You had people talking about their favorite word, per capita. Now, this is this is something that is mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing to me. I'm going to be honest with you. If someone were to come to me and be like, Lucas, millions of black people are going to die next Tuesday. Millions. My knee-jerk reaction wouldn't be, oh yeah? Oh yeah? Well, what about per capita? Per capita, less black people are going to die than white people. Did you ever think about that?
Oh, Lord, I'm going to pause it there. I was supposed to pause it a little earlier, but I was reading comments and things. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Thank you for being here, Local Media. I have not seen you before, but you are more than welcome to join us anytime. This is the Millennial Gaze, but this is Maymoney's apartment studio episode. So thank you so much for being here. This is an open community where you're safe to tell us your story, which seems to be like a lot. And like Jazzy said, our resident homegirl over here, Jazzy, said, I'm not sure where that comment is from the woman or person on the screen, but I hope they know that you did the right thing and that you're very strong. And I agree that, yeah, the subject is emotional for you and it's hard to type when angry. But yes, so lost everything because of Trump, but maybe because of white racism. Obviously, it was there. Yeah. And then Trump really pushed it, though. He dug out the little racist shit that might be left over in some stupid white boy and made it grow and made it okay for them. Yeah, and it seems like, I mean, you were one of the people that was able to free yourself from that. And we're proud of you. That doesn't, you're lucky. Annabelle also agreed over there. You're lucky that not a lot of people would be able to have that realization, but nice. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for being here. Really, and you're welcome anytime, and you're welcome to hang out and talk with us about these things because these stories are important. And we're not over here trying to attack anybody. I think it's very powerful and strong that, that we talk about these things in the way that and in the perspectives that we see them, because for someone like me who is Black from Oakland, California, in America, it's those stories never get told and we get used to that. And I like to find the spaces that we can tell our stories, whether or not they get told on a big platform or anything like that. But just it's important that we have our little home, like our community, where we can talk about these things and feel safe doing so. I know I don't reach very many people, but I feel like I reach enough people in my life to make a little bit of change. And I can hope to continue to build that with y'all. So anyway, Harbinger chaos. That's all he does. Yep. Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Always trying to figure out how to approach what's going on. Yeah. Whether I need to wait it out. Yeah. Yeah. You can feel free to reach out to me and Katie personally if you want. I will put our Instagram and our email right here on the banner below. If there's anything you want to reach out to either me or Katie, please do. Even if it's just on some, like, you need somebody to talk to shit, like, all of that is down below. But let's keep going. Where's the next timestamp that I got here? 5:50. Was it 5:50? Hold on. Let me check. 5:40. Sorry about this part, guys. It's kind of slow on my end. Okay. I'm gonna press play on this because this is a very good point that the amazing Lucas made. Everybody, I always make sure to share some very good content creators on here. I think they do amazing work, and I like to give people options of who they want to pick and choose from and like and don't like, and styles and things, because I feel like people need to get the right information, and a lot of times people need that to be delivered in a way that they prefer. And so I'm trying to give y'all as many links and things as I can to people that create this type of content so that you can choose for yourself what you like. But let's go ahead and continue.
People, you know, Trump's base, the Republican base. Damn. Maybe they are with their tummies growling, going, you know what? We're gonna starve to death, but at least we're not in Chicago with the black on black crime. I mean, it's fam, is that what's going on? Is that what's happening? And I kid you not, as bright as the sun, fam, they are making black people the face of the EBT. And why do you think that is? Because I saw this segment on the news where it was like a black woman and a black man. They're like, hey, we need this for the family, and we need this for food. And you had another black woman who was like, hey, this is going to negatively impact people.
It goes out for the single mothers that got kids. Now, what can we do? We can't feed our kids, let alone if we do have jobs. Again, what can we do? Because that was helping us.
It would make us, people like myself and other individuals, have to make that hard choice. Are we going to put food on the table or have proper health care?
Listen, white people, not the smart white people. Y'all get out of here. The dumb white people, the white ignorants, as I refer to y'all. Come here. Why do you think they have a black person, all right, as the face of this? Huh? Why do you think that is? I know, per capita, I get that. But why do you think that is? Do you think it's maybe because it makes it easier for them to screw you over? If you're so focused on Shaniqua, right, and the well stamp, the food stamp queens, okay, the black women, the food stamp queens, okay, that's all they do. They do getting food stamps. Do you think it makes it a little, I guess, more palatable for you to be suffering? Do you think has that ever popped in your head? Or are you really straight up Neanderthal mindset of black person bad, white person good? Is that? I don't know, man. I mean, maybe do I have to put rocks together to communicate with some of y'all? Like, please, how do I reach these kids? Someone tell me. How do I communicate, bruh? Do I have to go into like native caveman, ooga booga, language, right? Hieroglyphics? Something, tell me.
Before you leave,
y'all are getting played, bro.
Media.
The country is being destroyed due to your racism.
Hit us up here.
Do you understand that? These people would be happy with the country, going to nuclear war and be like, well, black on black crime in Chicago. I'm like, there's a nuke. Do you not see the nuke in the sky? You talking about black on black crime in Chicago? Pathetic. So when I say that they're cooked, they're cooked. They are filet mignon cooked, bruh. They done. I bring up police brutality incidents. I have, on my channel, I've covered white people who've been brutalized by police. Do you know when it comes to raw numbers, white people are more brutalized than black people, right? Now, we obviously can go into per capita and be like, well, black people per capita are more brutalized. But I'm like, you would think that white people would be like, well, hey, we're getting killed and brutalized by police at crazy numbers. But they don't care. They don't care. You bring up a white person being killed, they don't want to hear about it. You bring up a black person being killed, they get their popcorn out. Oh yeah. You know what? If he had just complied, none of this would have happened. And I'm just like, they have conditioned white people to not care about white people. The stick and on the carrot on the stick is black people for them. And I'm like, y'all are so focused on black people. Charlie Kirk's last words was gang violence. His last words was talking about black people.
Yep.
Y'all still talking about black people. Y'all are starving to death. Y'all are record highs for mental illness. Y'all are doing arson. Y'all doing the child trafficking. We have the Epstein files, and y'all still got black people's name in your mouth.
Message. Oh, sorry. I have an ad.
you're cooked. You're done. It's getting.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause that just briefly there. What do y'all think about that's kind of what I've been saying this whole time. I don't, but that's what I've been trying to say this entire time. Just a little bit like, do y'all not see what's happening to your own? Yes, it is. That's what this is all about. It is like so bad that, I mean, I can't imagine the generational trauma that white people have caused, not only on other people, but on their own community. This ain't nothing but fucked up trauma and ignorance and intentional oppression to keep people this way. It's real sad. Like, I would rather definitely be like an oppressed black person than an oppressed white person. For sure. For sure. Because it looking real scary over on that side. Let's let him just finish up his last thought, because actually I remember this part being pretty on point.
Game over for them. And you know what? I know many black people are like, Lucas, stop trying to help them. They're done. And I'm getting to that point. I really am. I'm getting to a point where it's like, you know what? So be it. So if you want to drive off the cliff while talking about black on black crime, by all means. These people are the type of people to get in a car accident and be like, my arm doesn't work. Well, you know, it could be worse. I could be in Chicago with black on black crime. Anyways, guys, that's a video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, look, per capita, it's true though.
Yeah. Like, yeah, like you on the deathbed. Oh, ow, I done starved to death. It's been 3 months. I ain't eat a liquor. I ain't even had no peanut butter or cat food. But damn it, them black people didn't get it either. Ooh. Like, what? Is that what we're doing here now? My family done starved to death years ago. But damn it, them black people didn't get it. Ugh. That's pretty much what it is. Oh, Lord. All right, I got two more to show you. And then we go, actually, I think it's just one. Yeah, I got one more to show you, because this is the funny part to me. That kind of cracks me up, because this is what the news that they watch. And again, it's the white people that are like doing this to their own people. And this is why white people are in this situation. This bitch right here is prime example. So I'm gonna go ahead and share layouts. Can you see it? Did I add it to the stage? There we go. All right. I don't know if y'all know Kaylee McEnanish. I wish you could rewind. Hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing for a second and then redo it so that I could catch it quicker. All right. Boom. 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 Clicking fast. Clicking fast. Share. Volume.
A surge in sales.
I want you to hear it again, and also listen for the woman behind it go.
Oh, he plays it again.
Hamburger.
Oh yeah,
helper.
One trend in True Brand is making a big comeback as consumers tighten their wallets. And here it is, Hamburger Helper. The mix of mac and cheese and ground beef is seeing a surge in sales.
Hamburger Helper is seeing a surge in sales as Americans tighten their belts and their wallets. Why would Americans have to tighten their belts and wallets even further? For Hamburger Helper, a mix of mac and cheese and ground beef. You know what's even better? Tuna Helper. You know what's better? Some slop. Maybe you know what's even better? Just a mix of flour and water. That's all we can afford. When is that golden age for America going to start? You know what? Next month, Kaylee McEnany is going to be celebrating the resurgence of ramen noodles. She goes, remember that old classic, that college classic that you used to have back in 1988? Ramen noodles back on the rise. Just mix a little of that sodium packet over some cheap ass noodles, and boy, you've got a resurgence. America, fuck yeah.
And last but not least, one trend and True Brand is making a big comeback as
I'm gonna play
consumers
that one
tighten their
again.
wallets. And here it is, Hamburger Helper. The mix of mac and cheese and ground beef is seeing a surge in sales.
I want you to hear it again, and also listen for the woman behind her go, when she talks about Hamburger Helper.
One trend and True Brand is making a big comeback as consumers tighten their wallets. And here it is, Hamburger Helper. The mix of mac and cheese and ground beef is seeing a surge in sales.
Hamburger Helper is seeing a surge in sales as Americans tighten their belts and their wallets. Why would Americans have to tighten their belts and wallets even further? For Hamburger Helper, a mix of mac and cheese and ground beef. You know what's even better? Tuna Helper. You know what's better? Some slop. Maybe you know what's even better? Just a mix of flour and water. That's all we can afford. When is that golden age for America going to start? You know what? Next month, Kaylee McEnany is going to be celebrating the resurgence of ramen noodles. She goes, remember that old classic, that college classic that you used to have back in 1988? Ramen noodles back on the rise. Just mix a little of that sodium packet over some cheap ass noodles, and boy, you've got a resurgence. America, fuck yeah.
Bruh. I love JR. That's the homie. JR is the homie. If y'all don't watch him, the watch list, amazing show. 9 a.m. for me on the Pacific, but wherever that is on your side, check him out. Really chill dude, super just like down to earth and about it and hilarious. But like for real, that's what like Kaylee McEnany really on her show talking to her base, talking about Hamburger Helper. Everybody, hey America, I know you're poor and broke as fuck, but guess what? Your favorite Hamburger Helper is just now is making so much money because your broke ass is paying for it now because that's all you can eat. Of course, you do have daily explosive diarrhea, but Hamburger Helper. Yay. Like, bruh. Like, and people are eating that shit up. There ain't gonna be no Hamburger Helper soon. It's just gonna be hamburger without the help. So, yes. So that's what we got going on right now. Dude, like, yeah, here, have this bowl of uncooked beans. Oh man, but yeah, check out JR because he always has a very witty way of like talking about the news. It makes it so much more palatable. I love when people have a little bit of wit and you know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we got that because I got my noodles right here. You know, I try to keep them for a rainy day, but yeah, that's pretty much what I be eating. This shit ain't nothing new for us over here on the black people side, and just letting y'all know that we've been here. I've been waiting for everybody else to just get leveled out. It's not that bad down here. Y'all can come down here and help us not be down here. But until then, just gonna have to learn the hard way. Anyway, yeah, here here people eat these wonderful dry ass noodles and cheese powder, wonderful for your health. Yeah, seriously. please, here is your explosive diarrhea every morning when you wake up. You know, have you ever eaten that shit and been like still hella hungry afterward? There's no nutritional value in that shit at all. Who the fuck out here eating Hamburger Helper? I would rather go for the ramen noodle pack than I would a Hamburger Helper pack. Any day. Just so you know. Like I'll take the ramen noodles over a Hamburger Helper. If I had to choose, definitely ramen noodles. You can at least put a little egg in there, some cilantro, like zhuzh it up. But Hamburger Helper is just gross. It's disgusting. Anyway, I had a really good time with y'all. That's all I got to share with you today. But I really thought that it was important to talk a little bit about this SNAP benefit and just the benefits in general and how we got here, because man, this shit is just like coming from each and every way. The immigration and the Gestapos and all these people walking around kidnapping people, brutalizing people, our First Amendment rights being taken away, Voting Rights Act being taken away, women's rights being gone. We ain't even got no fucking rights at this point as when it comes to women. We already done lost sight of that at all. Nobody has even said anything about abortion, like literally ever, since it happened, pretty much. What else? And we're continuing to lose all of these things. Thank you so much. And it just seems like we're so inactive. It's scary. It's tough. But you know, as long as we have communities like this, my little rinky dink ass channel with Katie, you know, it ain't much, but hey, we here though. So we do have a show tomorrow. We have a special show tomorrow. Hopefully, if all goes as planned, we have a friend, Richard Santos Raya. He ran for a city council position maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. Kind of during the pandemic in our district, and fell off the map because he didn't win. And then he's back over here doing a lot of community efforts in Oakland, California. And I reached out to him and he said he's willing to come talk to us tomorrow. So if all goes as planned, he'll be a guest on our show. So I'm pretty sure that should be okay. I will definitely be interviewing him a little bit about like his efforts out here in Oakland, especially East Oakland, where I'm at, and what we're doing to protect our citizens and things, because we do have a lot of threats of ICE coming out. As so far, they ain't been nowhere around. We may have seen a little speck or two, but I don't think they're ready. I think they want to go terrorize people that it might be a little bit easier to terrorize. I don't think they're really fucking with the Bay Area like that right now, because they threatened to come, but we were already ready. I think that was a very significant difference. We already had our sanctuary city laws and regulations and training set up long before they came. I think a lot of these other places are getting caught slipping. And so I highly recommend all these blue states and stuff. They need to like already have things enacted before they get threatened. I think that made a huge difference as to why we have not seen no speck of threat from them really at all. So yeah, more protests. I think that we need to actually go on a general strike. But yeah, thank you for being here. If you're new, local media, for real, definitely know that we are definitely advocating for a general strike. At least I am. I've been advocating for that for a long time. I'm still trying to like push that out as much as I can. I know it takes sacrifice, but again, like, do you want to like be hungry with or without your rights? Because these people are gonna take everything away from you, and we're gonna end up with nothing. I'd rather at least have like still be fighting for something. I'm not going to just lie down and take it and end up with no job, no food, no money, no rights and anything without a fight, because that's the same direction we're going to go. So what are we willing to sacrifice, to get out of this? And I think people really need to start considering that. And, time is of the essence, because another 3 months, who knows where the fuck we going to be. Oh, one more thing before we go, you guys. Let's look at our Trump tracker. Let's go ahead and pull that up real quick. Where that shit at? We got it on the boop, 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 boop. Here we go. Let me share this with y'all. This is another very scary but interesting thing. Local media, thank you for being here, and everybody else that me and Katie like to share every episode and update y'all on. Let's see the news of the day. Okay, so we've risen to a good, add that to the stage. Total actions. Oh, it's at, just at 1,626. That has raised significantly the last week, actually. Jesus. 428, 133. Okay, so we definitely, did they add another category? Oh my God. Hollowing state and controlling information. Hollowing state, weakening federal institutions. Oh, so they just added a whole new thing. Oh Lord. It looks like they broke it down a little bit for the stupid people in the back. Yeah. But yeah, hollowing state 133 times, controlling information. So it looks like they broke down this number of corruption, hollowing state, and controlling information. Either that or they just added some new shit. Either way, that's terrible, because we at the beginning of the week, this was at like, it wasn't like that. Oh Lord. Anyway, but that's our Trump action tracker, so we like to keep an eye on that. Tomorrow we'll hopefully have that episode with Richard and Katie as well. Keep an eye out for Katie's Corner, and keep an eye out for the Don Lemon Show with the Lemon Legends. Me and Katie are also on there with the other We the People Unite. Now, there's plenty of good communities to join and hang out and catch up on the news in a way that's palatable to you. So anyway, thanks for being here. I'm going to catch up with y'all next time. Have a good rest of your Sunday night. Smoke a fatty, smoke a fat blunt. Have your little adult beverage. Put on your TV and go to sleep. And sleep good. Sleep good tonight, all right? And don't go hungry. We're going to figure this out. And if you need resources, reach out. There are people willing to help. All right, y'all. Keep it gangsta out there. I'll tap in with you tomorrow, 4:30 Pacific. Bye.
All I said was there's evil afoot.
Evil!